braking. Kind of talked about it a little bit. While they apply the brake down to straight, and when you hit the braking point, notice the contact patch on the front compared to the rear. That's how you can tell he's on the gas. Huge contact patch on the rear. So the last thing you want to do is grab a handful of brake when you have a small contact patch on the front. I've done that before and it's gone down. And it's, other than a high side, it's a very violent wreck. First thing that hit was my head. I remember nothing about the day. So you want to be careful when you apply brakes and you have a small contact patch on the front. You could tuck the front. The weight will transfer from the rear to the front. Once the weight is transferred, that's when you can begin hard braking. Look at the contact patch now. Nice big contact patch. That's when you can really get on the brakes. Like I said earlier, we're probably only using about 70% of our brakes right now. So there's some, parking lot drills where you can go out there and just practice really heavy braking. It's hard to do that here on the track. You got riders behind you. But if you feel you're braking too early, wait a little bit longer before you start braking. You adjust about 100 feet, 5-10 feet at a time. Small increments. Everything you do on the track should be in small increments. You start making big jumps, you get over your head. So if you feel you're braking too early, back it up about 5 feet, 10 feet. Okay? So during hard braking, very busy time on a bike, you're adjusting your body position for the upcoming turn, adjusting the gearing for the best drive coming out of the corner. This is very important. Number one, we're just trying to get people comfortable with corner entry and exiting a corner. Now it's time to start thinking about gearing. If you find yourself in a corner and you're bogging coming out of it, what's happening? Too low in RPMs. You need to go in it at a lower gear. The goal for the gearing should be, once you hit your clip point, you're rolling on the throttle, you should not want to shift until you're past your exit point, or right at your exit point. That's where you should be in your gearing in every corner. Every bike is different. Gearing is different, CCs, everything plays a role. So you cannot watch the rider in front of you and say, they're shifting here, that's where I need to shift. You have to find what works best for your bike. 600s work best above what RPM?
12,000.
About 10,000. A 1,000 has torque pretty much wherever it is, but we still have to watch it. We still have to stay around that 6,000, 7,000 RPM range at the clip point. And roll on the throttle, once we get to the exit point, we're ready to shift. And that's what you want to do. You want to be in the sweet spot of the power at clip point. So as you're rolling on it, the RPMs climb, and you're getting into the better part of the power band. If you're too low, you're going to bob. If you're too high, you're going to want to shift while you're still in the lane. You're in too low of a gear. Okay? So gearing plays a crucial role with the drive coming out. So you're adjusting the brake or gearing under hard braking. Most important part is look for your corner. A lot of people, it's a natural human reaction to focus on the part you're trying to stop or slow down before you get there. It's just a natural reaction. Hard brakes, you're just going to focus on it. You want to pick your eyes up. You want to be looking over here under hard braking instead of here. Okay? You've already got this point picked out before you hit the braking point, right? Pick your eyes up under heavy braking. If you are focused on this part while you're braking, what's going to happen? When you pick your eyes up, you're going to realize I scrubbed off way too much speed. By the time you pick your eyes up and look at your exit, you're going to say, I scrubbed way too much speed off. By picking your eyes up, it helps you gauge how long and how hard you have to brake. If you get to your turning point and you realize that your speed is good, boom, release the brakes. Some people even accelerate a little bit. So the point is, what you're trying to accomplish is where you brake hard until you turn in, trail brake to clip point, on the throttle and accelerating out. Trail braking, kind of talk about this they're in body position. You want to gradually release the brake pressure as you approach the foot point of the corner. Notice this rider, still on the brakes. Obviously he's leaning, he's into the turn. Look at his body position, still straight up and down pretty much. Still getting his braking done while the bike is turned in. As the bike leans more, as the lean increases, he's going to release the pressure on that front brake. You have to give up something. As the lean increases, you have to give up something. You have to give up the brake. If you do not give up the brake, what's going to happen? It's up the front. Watch racers on TV when they're really pushing it hard. What they're going to do is they're going to brake as late as possible. They're pushing it to the extreme. A lot of them low side. The front end washes out. So, mention this fair body position. Bring your upper body down gradually as you release brake pressure. I just got to time it where as my body comes down, I'm releasing brake pressure. Okay? Do not try if you're not comfortable with corner entry yet. You know, level 1, we don't even talk about trail braking. So if you're not comfortable with corner entry, if you've never done trail braking before, do you go and trail brake all the way to apex? Who's never tried trail braking before? There we go. So a good way to learn how to do it is once you turn in, then just release. And what you want to do is just gradually carry it further and further. Not saying today you're going to leave here braking all the way to apex, but it's a goal to work with. If you think about it, level, you know, if you do not trail brake, when you release the brake, as soon as you start to turn in, what happens to the suspension? It loads the front, so it's harder to turn in. Trail braking also assists with turning in because the weight is on the front and it turns in a lot easier while you're on the brake. Benefits of trail braking can extend the braking zone deep into the corner, allowing you to brake later. Gives a better front feel as it loads the front tire more. Helps keep the suspension compressed as opposed to letting it rebound as you let off.